Hello Libra, thank you very much for tuning in to this week's read. For the main part of the read, I'm using the Light Seers Tarot by Chris Ann. Website on the back here is chrisann.com, chris-ann with an e.com. It's at the bottom of that paragraph with her picture in it. Supportive Oracle cards. Where did that come from? You Are Clairvoyant Oracle cards by Belinda Grace. Illustrations by Elaine Marzin. Website is rockpoolpublishing.com.au. A is an apple, U is an umbrella. Okay, feel free to freeze frame on any of that information if you are interested in it. Okay, I just did Gemini, and they had a lot of cards popping out. How many do you, I feel like you're going to do the same thing to me. That's fine. Maybe because you're both air signs. I don't know. It's not bad. Okay. Well, that'll shut me up. The last card was single, so that'll shut me up. Or will it? These were all single. Okay. I think this is going through a change. I think you're going into a new phase. I'm not sure if you're really looking for that to happen or if it's just happening. When I see Cthulhu a lot of times, I notice the world in his hand. And it makes me feel like the world card coming in. I also see that little bump up here. It looks like a doorway in the viewfinder it does. And I just see like going through this door, time to going to the next door, time to go into the next realm. There's a whole life outside waiting for you, and it's time to go out and experience that. I feel like you're resisting this, which I don't fault you for, because I can be that person too. I mean, I wouldn't fault you anyway, but you've actually already done what you needed to do in this situation. You have made your mark on the current situation. I feel like that's one of the reasons it's ending. Whatever you were meant to do in the current situation, you have done it. Your part has been fulfilled. And it's interesting because this card over here is like the Knight of Swords, which is communication, thought, stuff like that. But I feel like it's time to go. Judgment went in your favor, and it's time to go. I keep feeling like it's time to go. It may have been time to go for quite a while, but you don't want to. Again, I don't fault you for that. Not at all. So I don't know why I need to keep saying that, because I don't feel like people should have the right to fault you for that. You should live life the way you feel like you should live life. I almost feel like also it's kind of like, yeah, it's overdue to leave, but like I don't see like the universe, for example, saying, oh no, Libra. I don't see that happening either. So I don't feel like any energy around you spiritually is kind of going, you should have left before now. I don't see that, just to be fair. I don't know why I'm doing that, but just in case that means something to somebody. I get that things are changing. But it's kind of... Okay, we'll go with this first. 3, 4, 5. Okay, 5 cards fell out face down. Which is fine. We'll see what they are in a minute. I think that's more about what's new. Because there is something new coming in. Something leaves, something new comes. You got the Ten of Swords here in the middle. You don't really want to go. But I also feel like other people are very dependent on you. And they don't like the idea of you going either. But one of the reasons I feel like you need to go, and take it with a grain of salt, this is a general read, of course, is because as long as you're doing this, it's kind of stunting somebody else's growth. It's either they need to do it for themselves, or they need to see how other people do it. If they're not going to do it for themselves, somebody else needs to step in so they can get another version of how this can be handled. The way you handle it is pretty good. But maybe that's the contrast of like seeing how you handle it and how much they like that and how somebody else handles it. And maybe it's not as enjoyable, but still good, if that makes sense. I want to like go on. I want to go into like the good part, but I feel like we're not done with this part yet. So, you know, the energy coming in to take your place in this situation, which I don't think you're going to deal with, has a very big heart. 10 of Cups, but it also has the Hierophant coming in. So if I'm going to, Hierophant sometimes talks about Taurus, which Taurus is Taurus. Libra and Taurus, this doesn't have to be a Taurus coming in, by the way, but it's like this type of energy, just explaining the type of energy. Usually a lot of rules, and you do it the same way every time, in the same tempo. You know what I mean? It's same. Libra tends to be more fluid. Well, you're air, you're not water, but still. Like, you're more willing to change, you're more willing to do things differently. Adapt in the moment. That's more of a Libra thing. One of the things Libra's good at, adapt in the moment. And this energy coming in is not very much a fan of that. Same every time, same every time, same every time, and same every time. And after that, we're going to do it, yes, the same every time. Which is fine. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with that. It's just not everybody's cup of tea. This is what's coming in. The situation will be safe, is what I'm getting. I mean, I know this is a general read, so take that with a grain of salt. But I'm getting it's going to be safe still. There's a lot of communication that seems to be more repetitious. Seems to be more repetitious. So whatever is taking over seems to be, it's fine. You will be missed. You will definitely be missed in this situation. Okay. There's going to be a period where you miss it too. I feel like there is going to be a grieving period. It's the Five of Pentacles, but especially the way this person looks down here, I do feel like you're going to grieve this for a little while. You're going to miss it. Is it like losing a person? I don't think it's going to be that level of grief. Maybe. Grief is subjective to whoever's experiencing it. But I don't think it'll be that. It shouldn't be that bad. Maybe. I don't know. If it starts to feel that bad, I would recommend finding a therapist to help you with that. Nothing wrong with that. Just can make it easier for you. That's all. But there will be a period of like moving past the energy, letting it go, accepting that it's gone, that type of thing. Again, I probably said this a couple times. You're very appreciated and missed, but there's success. Ten of Wands is a success card. It's going to be hard for the new people, for the new situation to take hold. The people left behind are going to feel some stress with that. They're going to appreciate you and miss you, but they will still succeed. They will still succeed. Not the way they succeeded with you, but they will still succeed. All right, so now we're going into what's coming in. All right, so you're moving on. We know that. Oh, they are good cards. Okay. I was nervous because I'm like, what's going to show up? Accepting it's over and accepting the last situation is gone is pivotal to this. Putting closure to that for you, whatever that means for you, which could mean saying goodbye to certain people or just like, you know, accepting that they're going to take care of themselves or whatever that is. Maybe writing something down or even like, you know, packing up some books and putting them away. You know, whatever, there might be a symbolic like packing up of a couple boxes and putting them in the attic and just letting it go, and then maybe putting a couple pictures away for now. Maybe not permanently or just so you don't see them constantly, or just maybe moving them to rooms upstairs. Maybe there's pictures you have in your living room that you're like, it's kind of hard to see those pictures right now because I want that still. So maybe like moving those pictures to an upstairs room for now where you don't see them as often, but you still see them. Some type of closure is the first part that's pivotal in this situation. Everything is, it's good. You got the Knight of Cups. Is that they got the Knight of Wands. You got the Ace of Cups, and you got the Knight of Pentacles. You got a lot of people coming at you here. Yeah, I do. You got a lot of people coming at you. You're going to be busy. Once you accept it and move through that threshold, I think this is going to be helpful. Because it's like, wherever you're going next, you're extremely welcome. People just are very happy to have you there. I feel like every one of these is welcoming to you. I didn't see any air in there. That's interesting. You have fire. You match fire pretty well. So fire is easy for you to deal with, usually. You know, air feeds fire and all that other good stuff. Usually air goes very well. Or fire goes very well. Sometimes when you're dealing with the Aries, that can be a little bit turbulent, granted. But even that, if you advance that to the next level and you realize each you have your boundaries, you can do pretty well. The water and earth. people are just going to love you, and I feel like that might be a little bit like, I didn't want to make this simple and just be like you have a lot of good energy coming at you. You do. But like when you have the water and earth coming towards you and they very much like you, which is good, and you're going to want to keep that. I get that. It can be a little smothering for Libra. It can be a little bit too much. I wouldn't say these people are too much, but your connection with them, it may be like, this isn't comfortable for me. In fact, earth and water go together well. They can be great for each other, but they might be a bit much for you. The reason I'm bringing this forward, in the very beginning, if you set up boundaries, like acceptable boundaries to where, for example, say this is a job situation, try to keep your connection with these people positive, but like maybe 1 or 2 hours in the morning, maybe at the same time if possible, but the majority of your day, or as much of your day as possible, away from them doing your own thing. You don't want to overconnect. Especially with the earth energy will get used to like same time every day for this amount of time, they'll be happy. So if it's like 1 hour from 8:30 to 9:30 and that's when you deal with them, that's when you're connected, it's a positive energy. But if it's just there, they'll get used to it. 8:30 we start, 9:30 we end, and they'll go on. It'll keep it from becoming overwhelming for you and still stay positive. With the water is a little bit more, can be more random, which Libra can roll with random. But you also want to keep that more on the self-sufficient side, and you want to keep that like not too many times during the day if you can help it. And it keeps it a positive relationship. You don't get worn down. Everything works fine. Good. This next journey can be a great one. It really can. You get the 10 of Cups. You're very welcome. People are very happy to see you. There's a lot coming in with this next leg of your journey. It's all about setting up the relationships in a way that you can manage to where they're happy and you still have a buffer. The fire energy, I don't see that being a problem. That person's just going to randomly pop in and out when they need to. You're not going to be able to regulate that one that much, but I don't feel like that's going to be stressful for you. I feel like you're going to be able to roll with that fairly easily. It's the other two. They're very good, but they can be like if you're over connected with them, like too much earth with air it can ground you too much and make you very stagnant. Too much water with air can just make it too much, like you're just going to feel like you're a fog just kind of sitting on the water, and it's just going to be hard for you to move where you want to go. You won't be able to get to those heights you want to get to. It's not a bad connection. It's just astrologically, most times, Libra needs a little bit of a buffer between earth and also with water to stay happy, just to be fair. So it's just about setting up these relationships when you see them starting, realizing what your limits are, and just setting that and sticking to, like, especially with the earth one, sticking to a pattern with that person that makes sense for you. Like, okay, we got to stick to that pattern, and as long as we stick to that pattern, I think we're both good. And like with the water, realizing that they're just going to kind of like, sometimes they're going to be very all in, other times they're going to be very cold. You might be dealing with some type of Pisces energy there. I'm a Pisces. We can be very cold. We can be very loving. It depends on the day. Pisces who are like me understand what that means. Don't worry about it. We don't mean anything by it. We just naturally do that. But like getting your boundaries set right in the beginning, you'll be fine. I don't know if there's really anything else I can explain about that. I mean, as the individuals come in, I feel like you'll figure out how to deal with that. All right, I'm going to shut this down here. I hope that helps. Thank you for watching. If you'd like a direct reading from me, shoot me an email, jamesforastral@gmail.com. That's James, the number 4, astral@gmail.com. If you're interested in the donation information, that's below. Same email. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great day.